Hi everyone, this is Amirazi Fashion YouTube channel. I'm recreating a Milkmaid top from scratch as a beginner. I'm using 1.5 yard to make it and it's a silk material. Please give me more views to get my channel recognized. I really want to grow here on YouTube. Kindly subscribe, watch this video to the end, give it a thumbs up and comment. Please also turn on notification bell to get notified to see my next video. So guys, if you're interested to know how to make this kind of style, please keep on watching this tutorial to the end. My fabric is here and it's 1.5 yard of silk material, guys. So this is what I'm going to use today, and don't forget it's 1.5 yard of it, so I have to fold it into two so that we can start with our measurement. This is my upper side and that's the part that I'm going to use to make my Milkmaid top. Alright. I will take 5 inch from my tape rule to get my underbust, which is 13.5 inch. So I'm going to mark it on both sides. Alright. So I've just ruled my underbust. Okay. And I'm using 16 inch for the width, and that's what I will use to gather my bust and my underbust. I hope it's clear, guys. So don't forget, this is my upper part of my top. So I will start now by taking the measurement of my down parts, that is the complete length. Remember my underbust is 13.5 inch. So that's what I'm going to remove from my tape rule to complete my length of my top, and which is 21 inch. So I'll go ahead and mark 28 inch for my waist, and also add 1.5 inch for my stitching allowance. Alright, so guys, keep on watching to see the outcome of this style that we are making today. So guys, my hip is 40 inch. I also had 1 inch for my stitching allowance. Alright, so what I'll do, just connect. I've done that. I've connected the marks together, so I'm cutting it out. So I'm just cross-checking my measurements. Don't forget my hip is 40 inch. I also added 1 inch for my stitching allowance. Okay, and my waist is 28 inch. I also added my sewing allowance 1.5 inch. Okay, so now I'm just connecting the lines together. So I'm going to also curve the down side of it. So I'm going to just use 1 inch to curve it. So that's the 1 inch. So before cutting it out, alright, don't forget I'm cutting the down part of it to complete the length of my top. So you can see how simple it is to make this top that we are making from the scratch. So please keep on watching to see the fitness of this outfit today. I have my back side now to cut, so I'll just go ahead now to add my zipper allowance, which is 1 inch. Okay, so that's my zipper allowance, and don't forget I added 1 inch for that. I'll go ahead now to take the length of my back side, which is 21 inch, and my neckline is by 4 inch. So I'm going to bring the depth of my neckline, that is the back neckline, by 2 inch. Then I'll give a curve. My armhole is by 1 inch. So I'll just curve it. I'm going to use 15 inch for my half length, while my waist is by 28 inch, and I also had 1.5 inch for my stitching allowance, guys. So my hip, I'm going to mark 40 inch. I also had 1 inch for my stitching allowance. I'll go ahead now to mark my bust, which is 36 inch. I also had 1 inch for my stitching allowance. Then I'll connect all my lines together. So I'm connecting the lines together. So I'm going to also use 1 inch to curve the down part. Then I'll cut from my neck. Alright guys, please don't forget to click the red button under my video to subscribe now. And also guys, you can support this channel by giving this particular video that you are watching now, give it your time, watch it to the end, give it more watch time. You can also share it with your friends, your family members. Please ask them to also watch this video down to the end. You can also watch my other tutorials that I have on my channel, so that you can also watch the other styles that I have. Please also watch it down to the end guys. This is my rope. I'm going to use it to pass through my top neck. That's I'm using it to gather my Milkmaid top. So I'm using just, I'm marking 1 inch for the width. Okay, so I'm going to use it to pass through the neck of my top. Alright, so I'm going to run a stitch on it. Then after that, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to use it to pass through the neck of my top to form the Milkmaid. I will mark my middle point and notch it. So this is where I'm going to use my rope to pass through it so that it will form that Milkmaid. Okay, so I'm going to pass the first rope. So I'm going to also do the same thing because the rope is going to appear at the two sides. So I'm going to pass the first one. So this is how to go about it when making your own. So please keep on watching this particular tutorial down to the end. So this is the first side of it. So I will also do the same thing on the other side of it. So keep on watching so that you can see the outcome of this outfit that we are making. Don't forget, we are making Milkmaid top from the scratch. It's very simple to learn how to cut down. So, and if you don't understand it guys, please, you have to watch it again so that you can get it. So after watching it, try to practice it so that you can learn how to make it by yourself. It's very neat. You can see the under bust. I'm going to gather it a bit. So what I did, I just run my stitch on it. Then I'm dragging the rope. Please, I'm dragging the thread to make it to gather a bit at the under bust. So this is how to go about it when making your own. Don't forget, I'm using this simple silk material to achieve this style, and it's 1.5 yard that I'm using. You can see how neat it is. This is the upper part of it, that's the under bust. So I'm trying to measure it again so you can see how neat it is. So just try to make your own. The next step is for me to cut the sleeve. Okay, my sleeve is going to have 2 elastic on it. So first I'll take the length, which is 60 inch. Okay, that's the length, and it has 2 elastic in between the sleeve. So that's what I'm trying to point at. Alright, so this is how I'm going to drag the first part. Alright, so I'm going to also show you guys how to go about it. So the first step of my sleeve, I'll mark 7 inch. Okay, so on the line of the 7 inch, that's the first step. On the line of the 7 inch, I will go ahead also to mark 5 inch, which is the second step. Okay, so you can see how simple it is. So when making your own, this is how to go about it. Just follow the procedure, you are going to get it. Okay, so you can see I've attached my elastic on it. You can see how simple it is. So just follow this procedure. At the downside of it, of the sleeve, I'm going to gather it a bit. Okay, so please, it's actually the upper side of the sleeve. I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to gather it a bit. So this is how to go about it. So just for you to run your stitch on it, then you drag the thread. So I'm going to also use 1 inch of my fabric to pipe it. So that's this is just 1 inch of it. The piping is to make the sleeve to look neat. that is the upper part of it. So I'm going to just attach it now to my Milkmaid top that I'm making from the scratch. You can see how simple it is for you to cut and sew it on your own. This is what I made from the scratch as a beginner. I believe you understood today's class, guys. If you don't, please you can watch it again and again so that you can understand it better. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video more watch time. Subscribe, guys. Share it with your friends, family members. Also ask them to also watch it to the end. Support us to grow this month of January 2025. Please also turn the notification bell to get notified to see my next video. Remember to make yours now. I'll see you next time.